Good afternoon and welcome to part one of OP's Portal Features webinar. Today we will be reviewing how to send documents and surveys to the patient portal. Before we begin today's webinar, I do want to discuss a few housekeeping items. All webinar attendees are muted. However, if you do have a question at any time during today's webinar, you may enter your question into the questions box, which is found on the GoToWebinar toolbar. We do have OP staff members on standby who will be filtering through and answering your questions as they come in. If there are any unanswered questions remaining at the close of today's webinar, those answers will be communicated to webinar attendees via email. Today's webinar is designed for existing users of the OP patient portal powered by IntelliChart. This webinar will go over new features that will be available with the next release of OP. No action is required by your practice, and you will be contacted by our implementation team once these features have been added for you no longer than July 31st. Practices new to the IntelliChart portal will want to visit the Portal Learning Journey page on the OP Help Center to learn about the steps needed to prepare your database for the new portal. In today's webinar presentation, you will learn how to send documents to the patient portal, how to review and request documents on the patient portal, how to send a survey to the patient portal, both internal and Chattis, as well as how to review a survey message and submit the survey from the patient portal. We'll begin with documents. Before we dive in, let's review which documents can be sent to the patient portal. The documents that can be sent include documents that have been saved to OP's Document Management Center, medical records, school camp reports, both standard and end user, diagnostic test requisitions, asthma action plans, general letters, as well as patient statements. What does the documents workflow look like? First, setup requirements in OP and the practice portal must be completed. Once this initial setup is completed, documents can be shared to the patient portal from OP. Parents will also be able to request a document from the patient portal. Let's take a deeper dive with our first scenario. Your practice is ready to begin sending documents to the patient portal. To prepare, we will review modifications in OP that can be made as it relates to portal documents. We will also be reviewing how to create a list of documents that parents will be able to select from when requesting documents on the patient portal. Let's get started by navigating to OP to review our global preferences as it relates to portal documents. Within OP, we'll navigate to the Admin tab and click on Global Preferences. Within the System Preferences window, we'll navigate to the Portal tab. If your practice wishes to set a standardized expiration date for a document to be available on the patient portal, a global preference may be set here. For demonstration purposes, we have set the standardized expiration date for documents to be available on the patient portal to 30 days. If this field is set to null or 0, that indicates that there will be no default document expiration date. This means that documents would never expire and would be available on the patient portal indefinitely. Please note your practice will still have the ability to set expiration dates on documents on an individual basis. Next, we'll discuss the bulk migration tool. For those of you who have used the former OP patient portal, there is the bulk migration tool in OP. To access the bulk migration tool, we'll navigate to Tools in our blue ribbon and click on the Bulk Migration Tool button. This tool is used to migrate the documents that you have currently saved under the Forms item type in the Document Management Center over to the new patient portal. We recommend that bulk migration is run during a time when your office is not as busy. Now that we have completed our setup items in OP as it relates to documents, let's switch gears and discuss the setup items to be completed within the practice portal. We'll begin by turning on the document requests feature to allow parents to send our practice document requests. To do so, we'll log into our practice portal and navigate to the portal management section of our navigation panel and click on Patient Interface. On the Manage Setup tab, we'll want to ensure that the Allow Document Requests feature is toggled to the On position. The next setup item that we'll complete from the practice portal is creating a documents list. This will allow parents to be able to select the type of document that they'd like to place a request for. To do so, within the patient interface window, we'll navigate to the Document Management tab. Within this window, we'll scroll to the Document Requests section and click on the Add a Requestable Document button. In the Name field, we'll enter the name of the document that we would like our parents to be able to request. And in the Deliver To field, we will select Document Requests and click Save. Next, we'll review how to create a document requests message group. To do this, we will navigate to the User Administration section of our navigation panel and select Message Groups. When a message group is created, it gives the parent the ability to send a secure message to the practice to request a document. We can create a message group by clicking on the Add a New Message Group button. We'll want to confirm that the active checkbox is checked. And in the Name field, we will enter in the name of this message group. Optionally, we can enter in a description. In the Group Defined By field, we will need to select Portal Users. Once selected, we will be able to see a list of all of the staff members that we have added to our practice portal. At this point, we can select the staff members in our practice who will be responsible for monitoring incoming document requests from the patient portal. We will select our staff members and use the right-facing arrows to add them to the Documents Request message group. In the Locations field, we will select the locations for which we would like this message group to be active. In the Categories field, we will enter Documents Request. To save the message group, we will click on our Save Message Group button. Once saved, we're able to see the message group that we created. Please note that the creation of the Document Request message group is optional. Documents will populate from OP without the creation of a message group. Now that we have completed all of the setup, your practice may begin sending documents to the patient portal. The first document we will send to the patient portal will be a lab report that we will attach to a lab requisition in OP's Document Management Center. The second document we will send to the patient portal will be a school camp report. Let's begin with our first document, which will be our lab requisition. Within OP, we will attach our lab report to a pending lab requisition and then share it to the patient portal. We will begin by navigating to the Clinical tab and clicking on Document Management. Within our Document Management Center, we'll click on New Document to import our lab report. For demonstration purposes, I will be importing a lab report saved to my computer here. Once the document loads, we will search for and select the patient for whom this lab report belongs. In the Item Type field, we will select Diagnostic Test. And in the Item Category field, we will use the paperclip icon to attach this lab report to a pending requisition. When I click my paperclip icon, I'm able to see a list of pending requisitions for my selected patient. I will check to select the requisition and click OK. I'll mark this document reviewed, and to share to the portal, I will check the Shared to Portal checkbox. You'll notice that once the Shared to Portal checkbox is checked, the portal expiration date populates. The date populates to 30 days from the current date due to the standardized expiration date that we set under our global settings. Remember, we can change this expiration date if we needed to. We'll leave the privacy level set to any staff member. Remember, only documents with a privacy level of any staff member are able to be sent to the patient portal. If you attempt to send a document to the patient portal that has a visibility level higher than any staff member, you will receive a message letting you know that the document will not be able to be sent. At that point, you will need to change the privacy level to any staff member or decide not to share the document to the patient portal by unchecking Shared to Portal. The last thing you'll want to note is that if the patient does not have an IntelliChart patient portal account, when you attempt to share a document to the portal, you will receive an error message letting you know that the document cannot be shared. Now that we've completed our steps, we will go ahead and click Save to save and share this document to the patient portal. Next, we'll review how to send a school camp report to the patient portal. To do so, within the Clinical tab, we'll navigate to School and Camp Reports. I can see the patient I was just working with remains engaged, so I do not need to use my patient finder icon to search. We will check off the School Camp Report checkbox. And to share to the patient portal, we'll need to check off the Share to Portal checkbox. Again, my portal expiration date populates with 30 days, with the date 30 days from today. If we needed to change this expiration date, we could. Let's say we wanted this particular school camp report to be available on the patient portal for a year. I can change my portal expiration date using my drop-down arrow by selecting the date, which is approximately a year from today. We'll then click the Print button. And fill out the medical record disclosure tracking window. Now that we have sent documents to the patient portal, the parent will receive an email notification informing them that they have a new message waiting for them on the patient portal. While logged in, we'll walk through how the parent will review documents sent to the patient portal, as well as how they can send a request for another document. Once the document request is made by a parent, we'll review how those requests appear within the Message Center in OP. Once a document is sent to the patient portal, the parent will receive an email notification that looks like this, letting them know that their patient portal account has received a new message, and they will need to click on the link included in that email to log in and review. Once the parent clicks the link, they will be brought to the login page for the patient portal, where they will need to enter in their login information. Once logged in, the parent will navigate to the child's portal page. And here we can see that there is a message indicating that the parent has a new document available for review. we'll click on the Read Message button to read the message. The message lets us know that a new document has arrived from our provider and gives the parent directions on how to navigate to the Documents section of the portal to review the document. We'll access documents by navigating to My Chart and clicking Documents. Within the Documents tab, we can see a list of the documents that have been shared to the patient portal. To review the document, we can click on the document name, and once clicked, a PDF download will appear where we're able to open the document to review it, and if we'd like to, we can print out this document as well. We also have the ability to request a document. From within the Documents section of the patient portal, we have the ability to request a document by clicking on the Request a Document button found here. Once selected, we will be prompted to enter who we are requesting a document for, the name of our practice, and then lastly, we'll need to select the document that we would like to place a request for. Once completed, we will click on the Send Request button. Once the document has been requested by a parent, you are able to review document requests by navigating to the Message Center within OP. Within the OP Message Center, we will select the Portal tab, and here we have the ability to review all of our incoming document requests. We're able to see the name of the patient for whom a document was requested, and the subject of the message will read Patient Portal Document Request. In the bottom half of our window, we're able to see who requested the document, for which patient, as well as a list of the documents that were requested. Some takeaway action items as it relates to documents are to discuss with staff how long you all would like certain documents to be available on the patient portal. You'll want to decide as a practice whether you would like to set a standard default expiration days for documents on the patient portal, or whether you'd like to leave the standard expiration date set to null or 0 so that documents sent to the patient portal never expire. You'll also consider discussing with staff how long you all would like certain types of documents to be available on the patient portal. You'll also want to determine when to turn on the patient interface to allow document requests. Keep in mind the Allow Document Requests feature is not required for your practice to be able to send documents to the patient portal. This feature simply gives parents the ability to request documents from your practice. If enabling document requests, Your practice may consider then creating a patient-friendly document list so that parents can select the document they would like to request from your practice. You may then consider creating a document requests message group in the practice portal and assign staff to the message group so that they can monitor incoming document requests. And then lastly, for any former patient portal clients, consider running the bulk migration tool. Determine how far back you'd like the system to search to bring patient documents to the IntelliChart patient portal. Surveys. Now we will review sending surveys, both internal surveys and Chattis surveys, to the patient portal. We will also be reviewing a survey message and submitting the survey from the patient portal. What does the survey workflow look like? First, we will complete setup items required to be able to send surveys to the patient portal. Then we'll review the parent steps on how the parent would complete the survey on the patient portal. And lastly, we'll review how those survey responses appear in OP. Your practice wants to send surveys to the patient portal so that parents and guardians can complete them prior to the patient's visit. Surveys are sent to the portal as secure messages when a scheduled appointment is confirmed, when a same-day appointment is added to the schedule, since this is automatically marked as confirmed, and when a survey task is created for the patient department. It takes about 1 to 2 minutes for a survey to get to the patient portal. We will begin by completing the required setup so that we can send surveys to the patient portal. First, we'll begin reviewing our visit templates. We want to make sure that they are set up correctly so that surveys can be sent. Within OP, we'll begin reviewing our well visit templates. We'll select the template that we would like to begin reviewing and navigate to the Orders/Workflow tab. Here, we'll click on the Surveys tab. For the surveys your practice will send to the portal, you'll need to confirm the following. You'll need to be sure that the usage of the survey is set to standing and that the department that the survey goes to is set to patient. The setup reviewed here also applies to templates that include Chattis surveys. Please note that while we started with our well visit templates, you'll also want to be sure to review your encounter templates as well, using the same process to make sure those surveys are set up correctly as well. After reviewing our templates, we'll also want to take a moment to review our survey visibility settings to ensure that they are set up so that they can flow to the patient portal. To do this, within the Clinical tab, we'll navigate to the Customize group and click on the More dropdown and select Surveys. We'll select the surveys that we would like to review visibility settings for, and we'll be looking at the default visibility. We want to ensure that the default visibility is set to any staff member so that the survey can flow to the patient portal. If needed, we can make updates to our default visibility setting. Now we'll take a moment to review our patient's appointment to ensure that it is confirmed and that our survey has been successfully sent to the patient portal. We'll take a look at our schedule. Here I can see my patient's appointment, and in the upper left-hand corner, I see my OK hand symbol, which is our visual indicator that this appointment is confirmed. If you're working from the tracking view of your calendar, you can look at the confirm status column of the selected appointment to indicate whether or not it is confirmed. We can see that Madison Test's appointment is indeed confirmed. To view whether or not the survey has been successfully sent to the patient portal, we can navigate to the patient's chart, select tasks within the patient chart, and I can see where my lead screening assessment has a status of queued. This status indicates that the survey has been delivered to the patient portal. Because an upcoming appointment is marked confirmed and the visit template applied when scheduling the appointment was used, the survey was sent to the portal. We'll now take a look at how the parent is notified of the new survey and the steps they will take to complete it. Once a survey is sent to the patient portal, the parent will receive a message in the patient portal letting them know that a survey has been made available. Attached is a screenshot of the message the parent will see. The parent will click on Read Message to read the new message. The message will let them know that a survey has been made available and will instruct them to click the link below and use the PIN code to complete the survey. The parent will copy the PIN code included in the message, and once they click on the link included, they will be prompted to enter in their PIN so that they're able to then view the survey. The parent will then enter in their survey responses, and once completed, will need to be sure to click the Submit button to send over those responses. Let's discuss some what ifs. First, what if a survey task is deleted? Will the parent be notified on the portal? If this occurs, when the parent clicks on the patient survey link, they will receive a message stating that the survey is no longer available. What if the parent does not click the submit button after completing the survey, but instead just closes the survey window? If this happens, then the responses will not be sent to OP. The parent must click the submit button in order for those responses to be sent into OP. If the parent closes the survey window without finishing the survey, they will need to start over by accessing their message again within the patient portal to get the PIN code and survey link. The parent will have to start over as survey responses are not retained. Now that the parent has completed the survey, responses are automatically sent to OP. Let's review the survey that was filled out by the parent on the patient portal. So once the task is completed, we're able to navigate to the patient's chart where we'll be able to see the survey with the status of received. Let's take a look. For our patient, Madison Test, we will navigate to the Surveys tab. Here, we're able to see the lead screening risk assessment that the mother filled out with the status set to received. In the bottom half of this window, we're able to review the questions and responses entered in by the parent. What about Chattis surveys? Let's use the same three-step workflow to review the Chattis survey process. First, your practice will need to complete setup required to be able to send surveys to the portal. For practices with an active Chattis subscription, setup is the same as what we just demonstrated for internal surveys. You will need to review your visit templates to ensure that surveys are set as standing orders to go to the patient department. The parent will then be notified via secure message so that they can log into the patient portal to complete the survey. Remember, Chattis surveys, these ones will not require a PIN. Instead, they will request parent information. Once the parent enters in information, they'll be taken directly to the Chattis website to complete the survey. When survey responses are received in OP, your practice no longer has to fetch results. So rather than requesting results to be pulled into OP by fetching, an automatic callout is done from OP to pull Chattis results in. The Chattis button in OP will take the user directly to the patient's complete Chattis record. Some takeaway action items as it relates to surveys. Your practice will want to review templates that include surveys to make sure that they are set to standing orders to be sent to the patient department. You'll also want to review surveys you'll be sending to the patient portal to make sure that the default visibility is set to any staff member. You'll also want to review parent workflow with staff so that they are comfortable assisting parents if needed. On our resources slide, we have included a number of resources as it relates to documents and surveys on the new patient portal. We have also included a link to the knowledge check, which we encourage you all to take to test your understanding of topics covered during today's webinar. At this time, we will allow you all to continue to enter in any questions that you all may have as it relates to the workflows discussed in today's webinar. Remember, all questions should be submitted using the questions box, which is found on the GoToWebinar toolbar. As you're entering in your questions, we do want to take a moment to review the current promotion that OP is running for instructor-led training sessions. For a limited time, all instructor-led training sessions are buy one, get one free. This promotion is available until June 30th of 2020. If you do purchase any instructor-led training sessions using the buy one, get one free promotion, keep in mind those sessions must be used by September 30th of this year. If interested, please contact your client account manager for more information. All right, we've got some great questions that have come in. One question asks, can you send multiple statements at the same time in the portal, or is it one at a time? The answer to that question is one at a time. Another participant asked, how much time should we budget to run the bulk migration? As mentioned during today's webinar, we do suggest running bulk migration during off hours. The expected time frame for how long the bulk migration tool takes to run simply depends on the volume of documents your practice is needing to migrate. Another participant asked, how recent must the well visit be in order to generate a CAMP form? There must be a well visit saved to the patient record to generate the school CAMP form. There is no date restriction as to when the well visit was complete. Another question came in asking, can any document be sent to the patient portal the same way? The answer is yes, from anywhere that you see that share to portal checkbox. So we've got some great questions that are coming into our questions box. Please continue to answer any of your questions. Again, remember, if there are any unanswered questions remaining at the close of the webinar today, we will be reaching out via email to provide answers. Another question came through asking, if all of the templates and surveys are all set up to patient and the preferences are already established, do we need to go through all of this again for the new portal, or will the settings and preferences carry over? The answer is that your practice does not need to re-establish existing survey settings for the new portal. As long as the surveys that you'd like to have transfer to the portal are already attached to templates, set to the patient department with a usage of standing, and those surveys are set to a privacy level of any staff member, as demonstrated in today's webinar, those will be good to be sent to the patient portal. Another question came through asking if there is a place in OP that shows that the patient has a portal account. The answer to this question is that you will be able to see whether or not a patient has an active portal account by navigating to the basic information tab of their chart and looking at the portal account indicator found there. Another question came through asking, when will this recording be available for my staff to watch and where? Today's webinar recording will be posted to the OP Help Center. We do anticipate on getting this posted in about 48 hours so that your staff can review the recording. What parent information will be required to complete CHADIS surveys? The CHADIS surveys will just ask for some basic information from the parent, such as name, email, phone, as well as relationship to the patient. Once the parent completes the requested information, they will be brought to the window where they can then enter in their survey responses. Another participant asked, when will surveys be available? You will see the features in the next OP release, but additional configuration is needed to use the features. The additional configuration is completed by the OP team, and you will be contacted when your portal is ready, no later than July 31st of 2020. Another question, in order to send the survey to the patient portal, does the appointment have to be confirmed? The answer is yes. If you have a standing order for the survey, if you create a survey on the fly, you will see that it will be picked up and sent to the portal. We've got some great questions coming through. Again, this is your time to continue to add in any questions that you may have. Another question asks, if a survey was sent to the patient portal and the parent does not complete it prior to coming into the office, will they be able to do it in the tablet provided by us? The answer is yes, they will be able to do so in office. Another question is that, so if we currently have documents scanned and saved under forms in the Document Management Center, will they remain in the chart? The answer is yes. The item type of forms will not change. Your practice can use the bulk migration tool to move the documents saved under the item type of forms to the new patient portal. All right, thank you for all those great questions. Again, any unanswered questions that we're not able to get to today, we will be communicating those answers via email. As always, it is our mission here at OP to improve health through technology. We are committed to providing the best pediatric technology, resources, and community to drive practice success and quality patient outcomes. Thank you all for attending our Portal Features webinar. I hope to see you all on the second Portal Features webinar, which will be held this Thursday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for attending, and I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon.